We Who Were Taken. A story of captivity, survival, and freedom. A story by Ivy. The wind changed on the night everything was lost. The villagers of Aigan had always listened to the signs, the way the birds flew low before rain, how the dogs barked at unseen spirits, how the drums sometimes stopped in the middle of a rhythm. That night, the air was too still. The fire crackled but didn't dance. Somewhere deep in the bush, the ancestors held their breath. In a small hut at the edge of the village, Isiosa sang softly to her child, unaware that her world was about to shatter. Her husband, Agogo, a strong farmer with arms hardened by yam fields, had just returned from hunting. He smelled something strange in the air. It wasn't just smoke, it was betrayal. They came before dawn. Not the white men directly, no, they sent others first. African raiders armed with British muskets, driven by greed and survival. Some wore familiar faces. Some had once shared kola nuts under the same tree. But that night, their eyes held nothing but hunger. The raid was swift. Fires lit the night sky. Screams pierced the silence. Babies cried as chains clanked. Agogo fought until his hands bled, swinging his machete with fury. He shouted for Isiosa to run, but she had the baby in her arms, she couldn't leave. They were dragged from their home, bound, beaten, and marched with others, a long line of sorrow moving through the forest. Isiosa's younger brother, Amarui, just 17, was captured trying to hide in a granary. They tied him next to a boy he didn't know, both crying in silence. The march to the coast lasted weeks. The sun scorched their backs by day, and at night the earth grew cold and heartless. Some never made it. Others stopped speaking. The rest learned how to survive. At the fortress by the sea, they were herded into dark dungeons. The air was thick with sweat, blood, and death. Mothers wept. Elders prayed. Children cried without tears. Then came the ships. Huge wooden monsters that swallowed people whole. Inside they were packed like cargo, chained at the wrists, ankles, and neck. Isiosa's baby grew weak. The salt in the air dried his little lips. One morning he didn't wake up. They threw him into the sea. Isiosa didn't scream this time. She only closed her eyes and whispered a prayer the ocean might understand. In the Americas, they were sold on different days to different hands. Agogo was renamed Joseph and sent to a sugar plantation. Isiosa became Sarah, forced to serve in the master's